Hey guys, what's up? It's Justin aka Diego, your Paladin information station on the Bearded Network. Yeah! New updates to Paladins. I'm gonna try to do these, as Blizzard changed them, and talk about how the changes that they're gonna do are gonna, how they differ from what they were, and then how they are gonna apply to us now. So I'm gonna try to keep you guys up to date, but I'm sure you guys are already, reading MMO and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna read it verbatim, like I said in a couple other videos. I'm not gonna just go through and read everything that you guys can read for yourselves. Please keep up to date, so you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to MMO, check it out. First thing we're going to talk about is they haven't quite decided what the Crusader Strike cooldown is going to be. They're bouncing between 3 and 4 seconds. For Prot, it's 4 seconds. For Ret, it's going to be 3 seconds. So, they also said that they don't want to make Ret too hard because obviously they're going to have a lot more things to juggle with Holy Power and the new talents and stuff. Ret's going to have a lot of things to juggle. Same thing with Prot. They're making the Paladin class. You're going to need more skill to play it, definitely. So, but one thing that I did want, and they talked about haste, Judgments of the Wise, and the Holy Tree. That is going to make your Seal of Vengeance ticks faster. And what else? It's going to make the periodic damage regen faster as well through, forget what talent it's called, but I don't know, we'll have to see. But one thing I'm kind of interested about is they said that fresh 85 level paladins might not be able to afford the mana for consecration. So I would assume with everything going on, Ret and Prot, not Prot so much, but Ret sounds like they might have mana issues. They might have to manage that pretty well. So obviously they said, well-geared paladins will be okay, but fresh 85s might not be able to throw in consecrate. That's going to kind of suck. But one big change I want to talk about, Divine Guardian. If you guys know now, you can pop Divine Guardian with a cancel aura macro and personally benefit from Divine, Divine Sacrifice you could pop, and you could cancel that, and you personally still benefit from Divine Guardian. That's gone now, which sucks. And they basically said they didn't want the tank using it as a personal cooldown. They wanted using it for raid utility, which is basically what it should be, but it sucks that, they changed it and they caught on to it and they're like, this actually should be a raid cooldown, so let's not let the Paladin benefit from it. So that sucks. So that cooldown's gone from us. Divine Protection, they said, is probably still going to remain a 60-second cooldown. One thing I did want to talk about that I am screaming in balance. They said up higher about tanking HP balances. A naked paladin and a naked warrior are going to have the same scaled HP, meaning at 85, if you take off all the gear, they should have the exact same health pool. And they're going to try to balance DKs and druids the same as well, because they don't have shields. But, so, I mean, I understand that, and if Wrath isn't enough indication that they're trying to homogenize paladins and warriors, aka giving us a lot of more strength gear. We used to use spell power main hand weapons in BC, not anymore. Now it's damage weapons, DPS weapons, or tanking weapons, and that's going to continue. And with giving warriors a consecrate through Thunderclap, applying rend to everything, I mean they're really just trying to make the classes. Basically, you could have a warrior do the exact same thing as a paladin with a few minute details that might change, and I think that sucks. I think tanking classes, especially all classes, need diversity. Arcane Mage and a Hunter are completely different, but they're both range classes. So why can't a Paladin and Warrior both have areas of specialty? But I mean, it's stupid because I think they're trying to really homogenize 10 mans and make 10 mans really balanced, so you could throw in a Warrior for a Paladin tank and then effectively do the same exact shit. So I think that's stupid. I think classes need diversity, and I think they're really getting away from that from the tanking aspect of it. So what do you guys think about that? I think it's bullshit. And one thing, like I said, I'm screaming imbalance about. I'm going to pull it up here. The Warrior talent shield block. As of now, as I'm reading it, you guys can read it too. It's 30-second cooldown and increases your block by 100%. That means basically you're going to be able to block, at worst, you're going to block every fucking attack that comes in. And warriors have all these talents that give them rage for every block, whatever. But so it's 30-second cooldown. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, because our holy shield's 1 minute. which kind of sucks. But with holy power, we could increase the block rating of it up to 15%. So up to a maximum of 15%. So I don't know what it is total. Probably like I think like 30%. I don't know. Anyway, so the thing that I'm screaming unbalance about is this talent right here, Shield Mastery. So I'm just gonna spec to get down into it so we can put all the points into it. Now, if you read there, it says it reduces the cooldown of your shield block by 30 seconds. What? Wait, hold on. Let me go back. It's a 30-second cooldown. Does that mean it doesn't have a cooldown when you spec into that? Does that mean warriors are going to be able to block every incoming attack? Now, you might not think this is a big deal, but it is, because when you block an attack now, it's not, you don't reduce it by your block value. You don't reduce the hit by your block value. It's a flat 30% of whatever the physical hit is. So it's an effective 30% shield wall for warriors 100% of the time. I mean, warriors out there, help me out. Is that how it's going to work in the beta? Are you guys going to be able to effectively block every incoming attack 100% of the time and have a 30% damage reduction on you? If so, that's the most unbalanced thing I've ever heard. And if that is true, they need to give us the old Art and Defender back. They need to make Divine Guardian apply to the Paladin. And I mean, they just need to balance us even. They need to buff us even more if they're going to let this fly in Cataclysm, because I think that's bullshit. But enough about the unbalance that I think warriors are going to be. But if you guys didn't know, Avengers Shield's not going to stun anymore. And the big announcement that I wanted to talk about is Righteous Fury now affects all threat. So this means Reckoning is going to be awesome. A lot better than what it is now. So our white damage is now going to affect Righteous Fury. So I mean, that's a pretty huge deal. Granted, a large portion of our damage is still going to be holy. A majority of our portion is still going to be holy. But now it gives us the freedom to use DPS one-handers for awesome threat. And they even talked about they might get rid of tanking weapons, but they're not sure yet. As of now, there's still going to be tanking weapons, but they're probably going to go away. That's my prediction. But so I mean, that's pretty cool. And then another small minute detail is that Holy Wrath is now going to be able to apply Vindication, which is cool because if you didn't know, Vindication is like Demoralizing Shout, or I forget, Demoralizing Roar is the Druid one. And it reduces attack power, and Cataclysm is going to reduce damage, physical damage that the mob can do to you. So now we viably have a way to put on Vindication at an AoE type effect. So that's really cool. We needed something like that, because if you didn't know that, it was just basically single target damage and stuff applied Vindication. So now we have an ability that gives us the freedom to put it on everything. In an AoE atmosphere. So, warriors and druids can do it, I think it's a 10-yard radius, but they put it on everyone. So that's really cool. We need something like that. But that's basically it. That's the 411 of the change. You guys can read all the other changes. Oh, one thing real quick that I wanted to talk about is Word of Glory and Inquisition. Those two abilities use Holy Power, and every spec can use those two abilities. So Holy, if they wanted a 30% damage buff for some reason, they could use Inquisition. And Prot and Rets can use Word of Glory. Now, here's the thing is, as Prot, we predominantly want to use our Holy Power, I would assume, on Holy Shield, increasing our block rating for that. Now, Word of Glory is a self-heal, or I think you could heal a friendly target. I'm not quite too familiar with Word of Glory, but here's the thing is, Holy Power, I think you're going to want to use it wisely, obviously, because it's a limited resource and you have to build it up, and once it hits a 3-stack, you're going to want to use it on the most effective thing at the time. So if Holy Shield's off cooldown, you're going to want to use it on Holy Shield. And then for Prot, I would assume if Holy Shield is on cooldown and you have 3 stacks of Holy Power, you're going to want to use Inquisition to get your threat out of it. So now Word of Glory, that's cool, but how much is it going to heal for? Is it going to be viable for us to use a self-heal? If it heals for 10k, that'd be awesome, but it's probably for Prot more realistically going to heal from like the 2k to 5k range. Very minimal. So it's cool that we could use that self-heal, but I would personally much rather have a variety of cooldowns to use off of GCD, like Divine Protection, which you could use while you're affected by GCD. Rather than use a GCD on a bullshit-ass 2k heal. Anyway, so that's me. It's kind of, I was QQing a little bit, but how do you guys feel about those recent changes? And I'll be back. I'll see you guys next time they update the Paladin shit. So let's see you guys later. Peace out, bitches.